This is the update, and we start with one of the biggest stories in the country, which is the impact of Kwacha appreciation on the economy. The recent appreciation of the Zambian Kwacha against major foreign currencies has brought renewed discussion about its broader impact on the economy. A stronger Kwacha has lowered the costs of imports, easing pressure on business that depend heavily on foreign goods such as machinery, fuel, and consumer products. Now, to help us unpack the appreciation of the Kwacha and what it truly means for the wider economy, including both opportunities and risks, we're joined by Kelvin Chisanga, an economist with expertise in macroeconomic policy and currency performance. I'd like to welcome you this morning to the update.
Thank you so much.
It seems like good news, and I know that many people are first trying to find out what are the key factors that have led to the appreciation of the Kwacha.
It's indeed the good news. Obviously, anyone would be loving to see what is happening in the currency management system. Obviously, what has been underlying in terms of the positive development here issues to do with the raw materials that we actually produce through the mining sector, particularly copper. Copper has been actually going upward with the global market, taking with some positive sentiments, and obviously complementing with the Zambia now remaining on the base of supply. What we have seen working out in the global market is that there are some mines that are actually not performing at peak, especially when you look at Chile and many other, including even Indonesia, where we basically get copper. So Zambia has remained a primary source of copper in the global market, and that has also checked a very positive element for us. Then there could also be other elements that we can also quantify to say that the good policy, both on fiscal and monetary side, they're also vibrating good effect and element from there. And what we see also working out here is that the environment around, Zambian situation where we're trying to change the tax formula or issues of including Chinese currency being part of the payment basket. Also, it's something that is working out very well. And again, we understand that Zambia has got a very healthy and record high reserves sitting in the north of about 5.2 billion US dollars. That also has excited a number of key elements from there. What we see also working out is that I think it's the issue to do with the positive environment that has been created even for investors from that perspective. So there is market confidence that has been also cultivated in all this aspect. So by and large, what I should be able to say is that what we are doing right now is something that has given shape from last year. Last year's microeconomic stability has given a spillover into this year, so which means Zambia has landed on a soft land. And what we are able to see also is that with a starting of the year with a stronger Kwacha, we are hoping to go beyond the current trading level, meaning we can now get to have some good effect and impact from there.
Let's look at sustainability in the short and medium term. I know many people are wondering why is this happening, and now that you've explained the factors, how sustainable is it for us to have a strong Kwacha, a bullish Kwacha?
Okay, as long as we maintain the global pricing of copper getting up there, and also sustaining the productive output of the same in the local market, I think we are able to see the sustainability of performance from that end. Meaning, even if we seem to not have some reality happening complementing to the Kwacha, but again, the broader perspective of what is taking place in terms of support from the mining sector, that gives more relief actually to what we're able to see. So the sustainability is there, especially at a point when we have a good sentiment also accompanying from there. So even when we look at the fiscal discipline that is being held, I think also that are complementing. So I would say there's a need for us to look at a compendium of many cases that can actually sustain to this.
Who are the biggest winners? Who are the losers in this case? I know we have to look at both sides of the coin, and already people are looking at prices of goods and services and when they will see this Kwacha appreciation reflect on that?
Okay, obviously the biggest winner here is the importing side, those who are doing imports, because obviously they're using cheaper dollar to import some of the things that they need to use to complement in the local market in terms of trying to finish the transaction process. And those who are exporting, they're the biggest losers in this case. So it also goes with how we are going to work it out, because it has to be an act of balance. We cannot just let Kwacha keep on appreciating. Like in the case we have made a cumulative appreciation of about 30% year by year, and in the month like last month and today we are talking of about 15% appreciation rate. So we do not need to have it rapid appreciation. We need to balance up the actors, otherwise it also gets to affect the copper that we are also exporting. So it has to be on a balanced scale.
Now let's talk about inflation and the cost of living. I'd like us to go deep into that conversation, especially looking at a stronger Kwacha. How does this affect these two factors when we look at inflation and the cost of living?
Okay, so the beginning point that Zambia's inflation, the biggest culprit comes from the exchange market. So with the moderated effect through the exchange market fundamentals, we seem now to have an anchored position in terms of trying to work around inflation development and pattern. And then when it comes to the issues of the cost of living, obviously, what we'll be able to see is that there will be more reinvestment with the surplus that we'll be able to see through the exchange market effect, meaning we can drive more production, and that will now breed good element like employment, which will be scaling up, and also have a stable and stabilized production that will meet up the consumption end. So what we're creating is an equal balance, which is also going to speak into some positivity scales.
Now let's look at Bank of Zambia and government, especially that people are looking towards stability. How do we maintain this? When you look through the lens of the central bank and government, this is a win for them.
Okay, so the central bank has done a tremendous job of trying to push for domestic use of Kwacha, which is also a strongly complementing element to Kwacha's appreciation as well. And also on the other side, inviting Chinese currency in the transaction cycle also is complementing very strongly. So what we have is a complex of factors that will be able to actually help create that positive effect. And what we see basically working out in between, I think the symbiotic factor between the central government and central bank is creating that atmosphere as well. So these are actually synchronizing in a very good way, and that is the reason why we seem to have more productive gains from this point.
Going forward, just what should Zambians look out for, small and medium entrepreneurs as well? I know that everyone is on the lookout to seeing how best their businesses will flourish, how the cost of living will go down. And as an expert, what do you project going forward?
Okay, so we basically have to armor it when it is hot, and this is an opportunity for us to actually get to move quicker and faster, ensuring that we take advantages position of the Kwacha, making sure that this opportunity presents with a lot of good elements on the table. So it's important that we need to utilize the opportunity that is posing right now with its own way. It can actually give us more substance from there. And again, looking in the future or near medium term, I think it's important also to look at it to say Kwacha is still trending on the appreciation trend, because obviously at some point in April or toward June, we also get to have the good spillover effect as well from agriculture. So meaning even when it comes to inflation will be able to come and feed from agriculture output. And this is what actually is presenting, meaning this year is a year that has presented with a lot of opportunity, and we need to consolidate some of those gains that we have been making so far. So it's important that we need to look at it from the business side of it, not from the politics.
And this will cut across every sector.
Exactly.
No sector will be left behind. I like that you spoke about agriculture.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Kelvin Chisanga is an economist with expertise in macroeconomic policy and currency performance. And we were discussing the appreciation of the Kwacha, so much dynamics around it and many opportunities that come with such an economic move.